Hey guys, so I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you something really cool. I was so impressed with our personalized learning PLCs yesterday, and I definitely don't want to overwhelm anyone. But I did feel like some people are kind of ready to see some of these resources and to make some of these connections. So, one of the things I was talking to Sarah about yesterday was I couldn't figure out like how to navigate. Like I get the emails from Personalized SC, but then I was like, how do I get to the resources? Like on the website. Found it now. So it's always helpful to have them as coaches. So definitely make sure that you use them and ask them questions. So if you go to the personalized sc .ed.sc.gov, which I'll send this to you in an email, if you join the personalized community, which I've already done that, so I'm not going to fill all this out again. You could go here, become a member of the personalized SC community. So I've already logged in, but I just want to give you an example of some of the great stuff that's going on. And it was brought up by somebody yesterday, like about creating and recreating and just remembering that we have lots of people that we can collaborate with. There are over, I think, like 1,300 members. Let's see. Yeah, there's almost 1,400 members within this group. So when you get into the personalized learning community, what I like is the resources. So you can go in here and search for whatever it is that you want to look at. If you want to supplement some stuff in the morning for our direct lessons, you can do that. If you want to go in and look directly at 6 through 8, I'm gonna click. Well, maybe it doesn't like me right now. Okay, there we go. You can go by subject. So let's say I want to go social studies. And you can see that there is work that is already created for you. So again, with personalized learning, if you're not comfortable creating your own, that's totally fine. That's the name of the game. We should be stealing people's stuff. It's kind of what we do in education. So here's a historical thinking chart just to help kids. And these are some of their historical reading skills, questions to help them, what they should be able to do, prompts that have been shared. Now, questions. There we go. How to get out of here. Let's look at another one. Just again, a close read. So different, a variety of resources, right? So the other thing that the reason I wanted to do this video is because of the next thing. I really wanted to make sure that everyone understands why South Carolina even is encouraging personalized learning. So about 3 years ago, I was shadowing the assistant superintendent for the state, and we went to a meeting where there were business people, there were state representatives, there were teachers, there were administrators, people of all walks of life. What they were working on was the development of a competency-based assessment for South Carolina. And I was like, wait, what? I hadn't even heard anything about that. I brought that up again with Sarah yesterday and Carrie, and they mentioned that it has passed, I think they said in the House, that we be allowed as a state to move towards competency-based assessments. Right now, we're very content heavy. So what that would look like is 3 through 5, there are competencies, which I'm going to show you. I'm not sure she brought it up in every meeting or not. Oh, let me come back to that one. So everybody is supposed to be teaching to create this amazing profile of a graduate, right? These are the things we want to graduate kids with. Reading critically, expressing their ideas, leading teams, all of these things, right? So what they're saying is 3 through 5, they'll have an assessment that tests these competencies. 6 through 8, they'll take one assessment, again, based off of these competencies. Of course, you would use content material to test on these competencies. So I just want to give you an example, though, of how you could use it to start developing your own learning progressions very easily. So let's say that I wanted kids. Oh, I'm going to go to expressing ideas. I like to do Socratic seminars or Paideia seminars when I was teaching. And so I didn't like, as a social studies teacher, I didn't like when kids came into the classroom and just like spewed out what they'd been taught at home. Like I wanted them to use evidence. I wanted them to cite from text. So I had to really teach kids how to do that. So these are the competencies. This is a lot. So what I would do is actually just choose one of these domains. And the 1 through the 7 are the levels that you're looking for kids to be on. So 1 is like lowest performance, not there yet. 7 is highest, right? So let's say that I wanted to focus on identify a core message and audience, that first one. I literally would only take that first line. And I would have kids self assess. That's your pre assessment. You can have kids self assess as a pre assessment, and you don't have to take 1 through 7. Maybe you only feel like your kids, the mastery for your grade level would be through level 4. So when we're about to go through the PADEA seminar, I might say before we get there and they've already read a text, I need you to go ahead, according to the text you've read, and identify where you fall. I can choose the main thing I want to share about. I can choose the main thing I want to say to my particular audience. I can choose a central message for my product or performance. I can determine my audience and purpose, all the way up to 7 if you so choose. I can anticipate the impact these ideas will have on different audiences or my community and craft my message in a responsible way. Guys, that is like what we want out of people. That's what we want in the business world. That's what we want in education. So that's why I feel so passionately about these competencies. It's not just jamming content into kids' heads. We're really developing good human beings, good citizens. So just wanted to share that part with you. And then I also wanted to connect to CASEL, or CASEL. So CASEL is actually the organization that determines the effectiveness, or kind of rates, I guess you would say, social emotional programs and supports. So they have competencies as well. And you can see what their competencies fall under. So self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, relationship skills, social awareness. Does it sound familiar? We cover all this stuff in Leader in Me. There is a CASEL study on Leader in Me and its effectiveness, which is very high. So what the State Department did, and again, I'm just trying to give you an overview right now. Don't expect anybody to know all these things, but just want to kind of start to connect for you all the things that we're doing. And you can see they break down, just in case people need more definition of like, what does self-awareness mean? And what are we looking for? We want people to experience self-efficacy, have a growth mindset, right? Be able to identify their emotions, thinking about carrying your own weather, right? Anyway, so the state created a crosswalk between the profile competencies, the profile of the South Carolina graduate competencies, and CASEL. And so you can kind of see how they have grouped. So under self-awareness, which is CASEL's one of their big areas, how all of the competencies of the South Carolina graduate fit under that. What would be interesting is to then maybe take our Leader in Me and see where it fits under CASEL, which again, they've kind of already done that. And then where our Leader in Me pieces fit in alignment with South Carolina graduate and those competencies. So I hope that this brings a little bit of clarity of like where we're moving. We're way, way, way ahead of where other people are. And it's really exciting, the vulnerability that people showed to say, I don't know this, or I don't feel comfortable with this, or I read into this differently and I did this lesson instead of, or I did this pre-assessment because I read it as in this way and somebody did it totally different. That is the beauty of PLCs and growing and learning through this process and learning about personalized learning. So if you have any questions, I will be glad to answer them. And I am going to stop recording now and I will share these links with you. Have a great day.